Hello, hello, hello. Is everything working? This time I have my mic filter set up on this scene, so it should sound a little better. Okay, it's working on YouTube. Is it working on Twitch? It is. I still don't understand why the Twitch side is so contrasted compared to... Like, why is average bitrate too high? I have it set to 6,000. Why is it too high? Probably can't modify this while I'm streaming. Whatever. I'll try maybe lower it to like 5,500 or something next time. But whatever. Okay. So, what did we work on yesterday? Yesterday we spent pretty much the whole day working on the onboarding template, I think. We did the onboarding template and then messed around with Airtable a little bit, made sure that that's working. Made sure that our welcome emails get sent after the onboarding form gets filled. And that's about it. So I'm still waiting for those emails to get set up for the lead scraping automation that we made with LinkedIn. So I thought, you know what, while we're waiting, since that one is also quite expensive to keep running, especially before we haven't, any real clients. So I thought, what if we build another one? Have a second outlet of getting leads. And I found one which seems to be cheaper overall, and it allows you to scrape leads from Google Maps. So I thought maybe we'll try to build that today. But that's not the thing I want to start with. So I have a few things on the to-do list. I have a few things on the to-do list, and it's to finish this document that I called the launch day playbook, which is supposed to improve our client's user experience. It just basically it's a document which basically details everything that the client can expect to happen after we launch their sales funnel. So that's that. Gonna spend a little bit of time on the design because I suck at design. So it's probably gonna take a little while to come up with something that I like. Now, I like some of it is nice already. I already am like halfway through building this project. Actually, this is the first draft that I've already made. And I had a few people read it and they gave me some feedback, which was very good feedback. Some of the fact that some of the stuff on there is a little confusing. I need to split it up to be a little bit more legible, easier to consume. So we'll do that. Besides that, I thought if I have the time, maybe I will start working on the performance report templates, which I'm planning to send weekly. It's also like another user experience thing. Then there's the Google Leads scrape automation, which I don't know if, like, I'll see how the day goes. I'll see how long this playbook takes to make. If it takes a couple hours, it takes a couple hours. Although it would be quite like a waste of my time. There's probably more important things that I could be doing, but I just figured all this like automation and stuff is a little bit, technical. So I thought I'll make something a little bit easier to digest. And if there's still time remaining after that, I thought maybe I'll just stream myself editing the video from the first stream, which I intend to make, which is detailing how that automation works and my experience in trying to set it up. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool? Like, I've seen those story-based posts, and I don't even know if that's the right term to call them, but they're like, those posts. How do I explain this? If you haven't seen it, it's kind of hard to explain. So basically, there's those videos that some gaming YouTubers make where they did some kind of challenge in a video game and they had a stream of trying to complete that challenge, and then they broke up the stream into a single video, which, should I be looking at the camera over there? Because I'm always looking away. Maybe it'd be better if I tried to look at the camera. I'm just constantly looking at myself, actually, to see if I look retarded or not. That's why I'm always looking that way, because that's where my OBS thing is. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I made that kind of post where I have a voiceover of my stream, broke it down, explaining in a story-like format how everything went. So it's not really like an educational video. It still is educational, but it's not, the main point of the video is not to teach something, it's to share the experience of building it, if that makes sense. So you could still at the end, you know, go back and figure out what it is I did and build it yourself. So that is still a possibility. But I'm leaving in stuff like some of the mistakes that I made. I go back and I fix some stuff later on. So it's not strictly educational. That's not supposed to be the core theme of it. Because then I would just make it educational. I could probably teach how to do it in 5 minutes. Maybe I should make a video like that as well, just showing how to do it very quickly. But I don't know. I thought that story-based kind of thing would be interesting. Don't know. It could be wrong, but the only way you're going to know is by testing and seeing people's reception to it. So I figured I might as well give it a try. So there's that. So let's start with this playbook then. So going back to the top. Okay. I don't know why every time I start streams, I immediately start yawning. Probably not great. Here it is. It's just a little annoying. Maybe this would be better if I... Okay, that doesn't work. Maybe up here. Yeah, I guess it's fine up there. It's not really blocking anything. Yeah. So, launch day playbook. So I have, like I said, a draft here already set up. Oh man, this thing is fucking, is a Canva thing as well. God damn it. All right, so when I made this, I used a bunch of premium assets because I still had the premium trial that I was running. And now all of the images that I used, including this gradient gold line, unfortunately, has a big Canva watermark on it. So I'm probably going to have to pay the Canva thing to get rid of them, because I'm not bothered to go look for equivalent alternatives, because I already like the way these ones look. So that's that. So this I'm quite happy with. I think it's fine. I'm not going to change that. I don't think I'm going to change this. I'm just going to read it top to bottom and see if there's anything that I think I need to change. I know there is stuff I need to change, but I want to write down what it is I need to change, or at least take like a mental note of it. Let me see. Let me make the sound a little better if all I'm going to be doing is reading. Maybe I should keep my mic on the other side. I constantly look this way. It's just annoying because the way that I have my mic set up is like really funky. So actually, you know what? I'm going to show this just because I think it's kind of funny. So when I was making actually, let me rephrase. So when I started making social media content, I was walking around a lot. I was doing some videos outside. I was doing some videos inside, trying to find a good place to do it. And I had an issue where I constantly had to try to find a place to mount my microphone to, because I have this like arm. Let's see that it sits on. So I have that arm, but it's not very long and it's not very flexible. It's one that I literally got like many years ago and it was pretty cheap. I mean, it does the job, but it wasn't suitable for what I was doing because I can't really maneuver it. And not everywhere I went had a place where I could attach it to, especially when I was outside. So the only thing that I could think of was, okay, I need something portable that I can actually carry around with me. Let me make it so much here. It doesn't. I needed something portable to carry around with me. I was trying to think of ideas. Okay, what is it that I'm going to attach it to? So I have these little like coffee tables that were meant for the outside. So I thought, you know what, I'll try that. And the way that this thing attaches, it has like I mean, you probably know they attach to the tables. You have this thing that you spin, and it's got this little like cup at the top of it, and then it just presses against the surface so that it's stable and doesn't move. So that little ring. So I tried to attach this coffee table, which I'll show in a second, and it worked. But then the little holder, the little cup the little cup I'm talking about, fell off. Probably because I tightened it too hard, but that was the only way that it was gonna stay because it's got this like little underlip, which is a little annoying, and it was at a weird angle. So I imagine I just snapped it off. And because I don't have that anymore, and I don't want to harm my table, I kind of just kept it on this coffee table. So it's just been this way since. So I have my microphone attached to this tiny coffee table, and I just kind of bring it around everywhere. So that's what it's like right now. And I don't know if I can show you without destroying my entire setup. But I'm really risking it here. Okay, so this is the coffee table. I don't even know if you can hear me anymore. I'm gonna try to be louder. So this is what it's attached to. I don't know if that was audible. If it is, I'm sorry, because that was a disgusting sound. So yeah, I have my microphone attached to this coffee table, so I can't really maneuver it very well. If it was attached to my table, I could bring it over to the left a little bit more, so the sound quality would be better when I'm looking to the left. But I can't, because if I take it off the coffee table, I'm afraid I might not be able to put it back on, and I can't attach it to my actual table because the thing snapped off. So yeah, sucks. Anyway, so back to the task at hand. All right, let me try to get into a good position here. Welcome to your campaign launch. You've officially launched your campaign. Congrats. Over the next 2 weeks, our team and I already fucked it up, can't read. Over the next 2 weeks, our team will be working behind the scenes to turn cold traffic into qualified leads. This playbook is your guide to everything that's about to happen. We'll walk you through the key phases, explain what the numbers mean, and help you understand what to expect even before the results start rolling in. What this playbook covers: week 1 to 2 timeline. Your campaign starts in a learning phase, with leads often appearing around days 4 to 7 as data begins to optimize. Performance metrics explained. We'll break down key stats like CPL and CDR so you know what matters without needing to understand ad jargon. It's normal to see slow starts. Results come after data kicks in, not immediately after launch. And behind the scenes activity: each week we're testing new creatives, copy, and targeting to improve performance without you lifting a finger. Okay, so I think this section is fine. I didn't get any negative feedback on this section. This section is fine as well. Your week 1 to 2 campaign timeline. So this just details what actually happens in the campaign. So day 0, ads go live. Your campaign's now live and running. Day 1 to 2, learning phase begins. Meta starts testing audiences and ad combinations behind the scenes. Day 3 to 5, early performance signals. You may begin seeing reach, clicks, or engagement. Day 6 to 10, first leads likely. And day 10 to 14, Begin testing variations based on early data to improve results. So that should be fine as well. I don't know why my nose gets so itchy sometimes. Oh, we have our first scam link. Hell yeah. Let me just remove that real quick. How do I remove it? Doesn't give me the option to. Huh. How does that work? Clear chat. I guess I could do that. Yeah. All right. Well, that fixes that problem. Cool. So, how to read your campaign performance. We track a range of ad metrics to evaluate performance and make data-backed decisions. Here are the most important ones. So this is just a small breakdown of, the metrics that we use. CPL shows how efficiently your campaign converts leads. Lower CPL means better ROI. Often starts high, then drops as data improves targeting. This shows the percentage of how many people visit your landing page after seeing your ad. This is a meta chart to show your ad 1,000 times. Shows what percentage of visitors took action. And your return on ad spend. Fairly simple to understand, nothing too complicated. What to expect early on. Most early concerns are completely normal. Here's what to expect and what not to stress about. It's been a few days and I haven't seen any results yet. The first few days are used to collect data for your campaign. You can expect to start getting results after about 6 to 10 days. Why is nobody liking? Well, that's why you gotta proofread. Why is nobody liking or commenting on the ads? Cold traffic rarely engages with ads. We track the numbers that matter. Clicks, leads, and bookings, not likes and emojis. Truth. I mean, I wrote this. I know it's the truth. What if competitors see your ads and copy us? Every great ad gets copied. What makes yours work? Jesus. What's wrong with me? What makes yours work is constant testing, smart strategy, and faster execution. What if I miss a lead or forget to follow up? You won't. Every lead is contacted, qualified, and booked for you. You only need to show up for confirmed appointments. I haven't heard from you. Everything's still running. Yes, no news is good news. We're working in the background, and your weekly report will show you exactly what's happening. What happens behind the scenes? So this is the key thing that I need to change. Is there no... Huh. I thought that I had one of these on each of the sections, but I guess not. Or maybe I do, but it's just really low transparency. So it's kind of hard to see. Yeah, it's more visible on my other monitor. Okay. So this is the section that I got feedback for mostly. That it sucks ass because it's too hard to understand. Which is understandable. So I'm going to fix it. How am I going to fix it? Good question. Because I'm not good at design. So I really don't know. Yeah, it's just it's filled with a lot of jargon. Like originally I was thinking in terms of like, I told them earlier what some of these things mean. But for somebody who's reading for the first time, it probably just goes in one ear and out the other. But that also kind of makes you wonder, like, why even include this part if you know that that's true? But this is kind of more like, you feel like you're getting more information even though you're not going to use it, sort of thing. You know what I mean? And I also said that you don't need to remember these explanations. And then I immediately expect them to remember the explanations. So that's my bad. Here's what's happening in the background every week to maximize your lead flow and performance. So we need to split this into 2 separate pages probably and think of a nicer way to build it. And I don't know how, because I also got some feedback that this section looks a little ugly, which I agree, but I really don't know what else I'm supposed to do for this. The original idea was to set it up like like a Q&A sort of thing. That's why these little boxes are coming out like that. So it's kind of like when you're on a website and you click on one of these FAQ sections, it like brings you a drop down. That was my idea. But doesn't look too amazing. And I had the same idea kind of here, you know, with the colors to split it up, make it look nice in separate boxes, but it's a little overwhelming. So I need to come up with a better design, but I don't know how. Gotta think it through. I'm gonna run out of water real quick. I already don't know where to start, so you know what, let's just look at some of the design templates. These are CVs. I don't even know what to look up. Would they even have playbook as a thing? Not really. So, pitch deck maybe? These are all A4, which is kind of limiting it. Let me add a new page. Not here. Yes. Let's try that. Horrible. Terrible design. Horrendous. Pitch deck. It's literally just... Oh, excuse me. It's literally just all CVs. You know, it's getting a little bit cold in here. Turn off the AC real quick. Okay, good. So, yeah, these are all just CVs. So that's not too helpful. So what other alternatives do we have? Could try use ChatGPT. Let me try it. But it can't really give me like good mockups. Or can it? Maybe I should do something. You know what? Maybe I should do something like the Canva AI wireframe tool. Wonder if that could help me come up with something cool. So I could build it kind of like a website. Yeah, you know what? Let's try that. Let's try that. Canva. Canva AI. Code for me. I need to build a wireframe for... What kind of section would this be? You build a wireframe that explains what Bunny does behind the scenes to bring the client results from their ads. Is the information I need to be on the page. Like it to have... What kind of design should we do? I was thinking something more like circular, but it's not going to fit on one page is the problem. The design to be unique and easy to read. Here is the information I need. The site. And let's just copy these. Make this a little bit easier. I'm gonna do this. Bring it to a different screen myself. If copy testing. Would it be faster just copy paste it? Yeah. Testing strategy. Yeah, that's much faster. I don't know what I was thinking. Sometimes you just have those little brain farts. The amount of times I've probably done something similar, thinking that one thing is easier than the other, when in fact it wastes a lot of my time. I don't even know. I should actually review what some of this stuff even is to see if it's still applicable, because I made this before I made a lot of changes to my offer. I didn't even read it. I'll finish copying it and then read it. Right, so creative and copy testing. We test new hooks, creatives, offers, and call to actions to boost click-through rates and conversion rates. This is true. Targeting strategy, fine-tune cold targeting, and retargeting retarget warm leads with personalized high converting ads. Yep. We analyze user behavior and tweak your funnel to convert more clicks. Appointment booking leads are instantly called and pre-qualified to book appointments directly into your calendar. This is no longer true. We don't call them anymore. Leads are pre-qualified and are booked directly into your calendar. This is more accurate. Lead magnet creation, we design valuable lead magnets that increase conversions without lowering lead quality. Yeah. Weekly data analysis. We review performance metrics weekly to scale what's working and what's not. Yep. Budget optimization, we reallocate ad spend towards the top performing audiences, creatives, and offers. Yep. Tech maintenance, we make sure pixels, events, and automations and tracking are firing correctly across your whole funnel. This is true. Okay. Send it. Let's see what it spits out. This is pretty nice for wireframing, honestly. Saves you some time for, by not having to do research on how to make some nice sections for your website. So just kind of use it as an idea for what kind of design I want. When I get one that I kind of like, I just work off of that and I start designing it in Webflow, which is what I'm using for my site. It does take a while though. Unfortunately, when you run this, it takes a while to code everything in. It's not instant. I wonder why, because a lot of the other code stuff that ChatGPT does, for example, does do it instantly, or very quickly at least. Because this goes line by line. I don't know how it works. I don't know how AI itself works. I only know how to use it somewhat. It's really just like AI is like the dumbest, smartest person ever. And what I mean by that is that you give it instructions to do something and it does it, but it doesn't really understand what you meant. So you have to give it very, very specific and precise questions to get a high quality answer. Otherwise, you're going to get a stupid answer. So it's like it knows all of the world's information, but it's only going to tell you the world's information if you ask it properly. It can't really infer what you're looking for. Not like humans can. Like I can infer what somebody's trying to say, even if they're saying it in a completely brain dead way. AI can't do that. That's the one thing that we have above AI right now. And if that gets taken, oh boy, we are boned. So this is kind of similar to what I already have. And I'm not sure I like it. Well, it looks a little better. It does look a little better. You know, I'm going to save it. Results we deliver. Yeah, whatever. I'm going to save this. I might use it. Give me a different version of this. Hit a modern style. And also try to make it unique. Because we're not building a website here. We're building a PDF. So it's okay if it's a little bit weird. But the one that it made is okay. I could probably just do, instead of 4 columns, I could do 2 columns, 4 rows like I have already. But I would just give it like little icons and such. That might work okay. I need to rewrite it though. That's the problem. So if I rewrite it, it'll probably need to go into 2 pages, but then it's gonna get like kind of repetitive. Unless it has some kind of nice design to it. Hey, thanks for the follow. Hey mate, love your stream. Would love to be a fan and friend. Kindly add me. Is this one of those, I want to show you my design things again? Look, I know I'm horrible at design, but I gotta learn myself, you know? That's half of the fun in doing some of this stuff. Creating your code, this might take a moment. Yeah, it is taking a damn long time. Oh no, something went wrong. Fantastic. Love when that happens. Let's try again. Send it. All right, it's going through now. Nice. So yeah, I mean, AI is great. I love using it as something to help speed up my workflows. But it's really not the like be all end all that people make it out to be. At least not yet. I could definitely see it getting there, but it's not at that stage yet. Right now, the only people that can benefit from AI are the people that don't need AI. The people that are smart enough to come up with the stuff that they use it to generate. Like I use it to try and help write some of my scripts and try to come up with some of my processes, but I never just flat out copy what it says. It's more like having a person to bounce ideas off of, but instead of a person, you have AI. That's kind of how I see it, because I would phrase something one way, I would ask AI how it would phrase something, and occasionally would give me some ways that it phrases, which give me an idea of how I could rephrase my thing, and then I use that. So there's a lot of that with AI. So it's really not like, I think for the average person, it's not that useful. It is still useful, but it's not that useful. It's kind of like Google, like a little faster Google. Unless you know how to use it and you have the brain power to use it effectively. That's how I see it. At least for now. Look, couple of years down the line, we're fucked. Well, once AI gets good enough to start like taking people's creativity and stuff, then we're boned. I don't know how the world is going to function after that. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be scary, but it'll be interesting to see. Plus, it might also be one of those things that, like, it never will get to that point. It kind of seems like it will, but technology always hits some kind of threshold where it significantly slows down. So there's a possibility that it just gets to a point where it slows down and it's not as useful as you want it to be. Because right now, they call it AI, but it's not really AI, right? It's a large language model. It's just basically a search engine. It takes information and can somewhat extrapolate from it and interpret what it means, but not really. It's mostly relaying stuff that it was taught. As far as I'm aware, it can't really come up with anything new, which is something that we are capable of. So until it can come up with new concepts that are actually good based on the information it has, then we're good. But if it does learn to do that, then we're screwed. Then I don't know how we're going to progress. But again, you got to take a look at it like, what's a good example? Like, cars didn't get rid of horses. Yeah, it did significantly reduce the amount, but it didn't get rid of them. And some skills are pretty much always transferable. Like, for example, you had, marketing has been a profession for a good while, but the invention of the internet didn't eliminate marketing. The skills were still pretty much the same. There are advertising books from before the advent of the internet, which are still very valuable to this day. So there's always the possibility that AI is different, but it's not, I don't know, I feel like it's not likely looking at it through history, but from my own perspective, looking at it, it does seem likely, which is a little bit scary. So this is essentially the same thing. I don't want you to put the features into boxes, into a grid, you to come up with a more unique design for this. I don't really know how else to prompt it, because you see, this is an example of AI not being extremely useful. I'm giving it extremely vague suggestions because I don't really know what I want. So I'm just kind of hoping that if I ask it enough times to change it, it'll change it to something that I find interesting. Is it stuck again? You gonna work? Maybe. I have a feeling it's not. Come on. Something went wrong. Of course it did. Let's try again. Okay, it worked. Cool. Man, being in this country is so weird. It's like extremely hot. And I turn on the AC and it runs and I'm like, okay, it's gonna be cold now. I turn it off 5 minutes later, it's roasting in here again. whatever. That's how it be. So let's see what it manages to spit out this time. You know, even though I'm kind of shitting on AI, I do use it a lot. It is like it's valuable. It's not perfect, but like I said, having it's like having a person that you can bounce ideas off of, and I think that that's incredibly valuable. Because I don't have a lot of people that are interested in anything business related. I'm kind of on my own when it comes to that. So I don't really have anyone to talk to, even though I would love to, because sharing ideas, like it's so valuable to get the perspective of another person. Because even in the case that they're wrong, even when you ask somebody that doesn't know what you're talking about, just to hear their opinion of it, just to hear them say a particular word can be the difference between you doing something well and not. Sometimes just hearing somebody say something a specific way can just light a light bulb in your head and you come up with something incredible that you didn't before. I've had that happen a few times. So that's kind of how I see AI. I use it like that. I ask it for a different perspective on my thoughts. And it's great for that. It's awesome for that. It's kind of nice for stuff like this too, where I can just tell it to just give me a design and I don't have to go research it. So I can be kind of lazy about it. What the fuck? What is that? That is horrible. Holy shit. World's best UX right here. Look at this goddamn UX. Oh, that's awesome. I kind of love that. I'm gonna save it just because I think it's funny. Yeah, save that. That is incredible. You know what? This is more like what I meant. I kind of wanted something like this. So maybe I'm actually gonna do something like this. So unironically, this was actually helpful. So it's not in the perfect state, but we're gonna run with it. We're gonna run with it and see what we can come up with. But I'm gonna go for a second to get a refill of water because I am thirsty and it is hot. There is my water. Okay, cool. So I think that's good enough for us to run with. Let's try something like that. So, blank page. This section can stay. So, I need something like a straight line that goes across the pages and probably has 4 of these boxes on each page. Can I fit that? Probably. What style do I want to use? Maybe like a green kind of thing. Wait, do these all have that background? Hold on. I need to see this. They don't. Aha. Okay. So position, layers, you go back here. Do you have that? Yes. You do as well. Okay. All right, it's fine. So, how are we going to create this? Let's start with a square. Okay, now problem number 1 has already occurred. We don't have nearly as much space. I could try to make it like it starts here and it curves across instead of being a straight line. We could try to do it like that. So corner rounding a little bit smaller, something like this maybe. Able to fit 4 of these. Something like this maybe. Then let's give it a nice green. This one. Yeah. Green. Make it a little bit transparent. Don't know how transparent, but enough. Let's give it a green outline. Bam. A light green outline. That is the same green. Add a new color. Something like that maybe. And then reduce the weight. Yeah, something like that. I think that looks okay. And then maybe we could change the color to be gold on the other side of the screen. I don't know. We will see. Let's try that first. Then we need little circle icons. Something like this in the center. Like that. And I want this to be gray. Do I have a platinum? Yeah, that's okay. Give this an outline. Change that to be a light green as well. Maybe a little bit darker green. I wonder if I could make this a gradient. Yes. A circular gradient. Or maybe something like this. Yeah, that looks nice. Except I want to change the gradient colors. This needs to be a little bit darker. That looks okay. This gray I'm now realizing is not dark enough. Maybe that's a little too dark. And it's also orange, which I don't want. Wait, like a dark green maybe. Something like that. Is this like a proper circle? It is. Okay. So that's fine. Maybe it's a bit thick. Yeah, 4. I like a little bit more. And then text tool. Add a text box. 1. Bam. Make it a little bigger. It's a bit small. That looks okay. There. I think that's not too bad. We could do something like this and then have like a line that curves. So that now that I'm looking at it, I'm not sure if 4 of these would fit. Probably have to bring these up a bit. Ideally, I'd like this to be about the same. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I should make this, instead of making it green, I should make it a little bit more gray. Push this over to the side a bit. Like that, maybe. Yeah, I kind of like the green. Okay. So, next thing is to duplicate these. So, G4. Okay, so this is going to be, yeah, it's going to be too big. Okay, so these guys need to become smaller. Number 2, maybe you become like 20. You over a little bit to the side. You're gonna have to shrink this way and extend this way so I could fit more text. And some of that. Let me start with this. There's that. And then that. Yeah, too thick. So these need to be more like that, probably. Maybe even smaller. Because I still need space for the weaving. Maybe I won't add a line. Now that I look at it, it might be better without one. Maybe it'll just be like a 1, 2, 3, 4 sort of thing. Hmm. That might be best. Something like this. And I don't have a design like that, yeah. How do I get these to be the same though? That's a little annoying. I don't know. But alas. This is how it must be done. There. Yeah. 3, 4. Do I like this layout? Do I like this layout? It's not what I had in mind. Hmm. Maybe these are a little bit light. That's too dark. I mean, it's not horrible. I just kind of wish they were connected. How could I do that though? Without making it repetitive. Making them triangles wouldn't make sense. Hmm. I don't know. You know, I have another idea for a design. Let's do a slightly different version. So get rid of these guys. So what about something like this? That's the center line. Needs just a little bit of space away from it. I'll figure that out afterwards. First, I need to center you. And you need to be 11 away. You need to be 11 away. Okay. So, thinking, what about something like this? Could make it like the ones that I did before. I was thinking of connecting them with a line. So like this goes to here and then would go off the page and come back through the other side of the page. But I'm not sure now that I look at it. Something else I could try to do is get rid of you, make you, that's considered light orange. That doesn't seem right. Make you the dark green. That is kind of thin. Can I make it, is it black? It's bold, so I get black. And then a little bigger. That's fine. Do something like this. And then corner rounding. Can I not choose which corners I want to round? That's kind of stinky if that's the case. So You become you, and you lose your thing. And then you 11, something like this. Center. A little closer, maybe. On the center of that. Maybe a little bit more. And then plaster a white box over it. Transparency, full. And maybe make the gradient a little darker. You should probably be more green. Yeah, something like that. And then you become this color. Get all your transparency back. And this will be the text box. Oh, but those corner pieces are a bitch. Those corner pieces are a bitch. Super annoying. My best bet is probably making this straight and just layering it on top. And then moving you up. I should make this a little longer to move you down a little. Something like that. Color you again. Yeah. Is that really what this color is? Huh. All right. Well, that is the idea. I'd be like this instead. Now I just need to round those corners. That kind of looks like it's coming out of it. Yeah, whatever. Should be fine. Now I just need to round these corners because they're kind of ugly. So bring that back. Center it. Give it its rounding again. And now I can mess with it. It's kind of dumb that you can't round the corners separately here. It would really help out sometimes. So got this design and this design, and I'm not sure which one looks better. I kind of like this one though. I just need to make it a little bit smaller so it actually fits into it. Because if I copy this, put it over here, it's going to be exactly the same. And we obviously don't want that. So you should be just a tad bit smaller. Maybe that much. Right, I see the problem. Can't do that. Need to do like this. And then move you manually. Is that the center? Yeah, I guess. All right, that's fine. Now copy this. And then turn you to it too. So, not sure which design is better. I kind of like this one. I kind of like this one too. So I'd fit 4 of these, and then maybe the next one can be the gold alternative. So that this is what we're redoing, by the way, because it looks kind of shit. Maybe I should change the gradient on this to be backwards. Can I do that? Probably not. Or can I? Yeah, I guess I could change it like this. Wait, did that fuck up the previous one? No, it didn't. Yeah, I guess I could use a slightly different gradient. That's fine. Let me copy this over to underneath it and see how that looks too. I'd like these gaps to be the same too, but I would have no idea how I'd be able to confirm that. That's close enough. Nobody's gonna read too much into it. Okay. And then you become 4. I mean, that looks okay. Looks better than the previous version, I think. This is gonna be the only section with black text though. Because everything else, yeah. What if these were dark instead? Doesn't really make sense anymore. Yeah. Or does it? Does it make sense? Let me change this to be white. Change you. Which one do you think looks better? This matches the theme of everything more. Probably makes more sense. Is that the color I used? No, it's this one. Let me keep that consistent at least. You know, I guess that works too. I could go with that. I think alternating them would be a little bit jarring. So, I'm not gonna do that. Change you guys to this. And change you to... Yeah, I guess I could run with that. It's an improvement over this one, at least, I think. And then I could have the next screen maybe be the gold ones. It would look a little better, at least. These should probably be a little bit longer, though. So I'm actually gonna get rid of them. You can extend a little bit. You and you and you. Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. I think I prefer this design over this one. That looks fairly nice. All right. This gap looks just slightly bigger than these other ones. Move these guys a little down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, cool. And I could probably just copy this over, duplicate, and then change the colors of the gradient to be, I guess, hold on, E29A3F. That's not the color. What? Really? E29, I misread it. Oops. I went colorblind for a minute. E. This one looks a bit too bright for me. And then this should be a bit darker. Yeah, that's okay. Use U. And you use the backwards gradient. Maybe backwards gradient. And you use the normal one. Or hold on. You use U. What? Okay. You know what? I don't get it. Whatever. That's fine. And they become 5, 6, 7, 8. Still centered. Should be fine. Yeah. Better than this one, I think. So goodbye. Yeah, I like the gradient. Now is this how I'm gonna connect them? Not sure. It's getting really hot in here again. I'm gonna turn on the AC. Oh, I'm starting to sweat. We have an extreme heat warning coming this Friday, so I'm really not looking forward to that. That's gonna be ultra mega shit. But what can you do? Just have to deal with it and move on. Probably not gonna leave my house that day though. Yeah, I think this design is fine. I'm not sure if that's the right way to connect it. I guess I could add like continued under it. But nah, I'll probably just leave it like this. Yeah. All right, now we need to just add back the text. And then I'm actually going to change all the text, but I'll start by adding it back. Is there some way that I could format these to like group them into 2 different categories, I wonder? Creative and copy, targeting landing page, lead magnet. Yeah, and that makes sense. Copy. You. Targeting. landing page, and lead magnet. And then any more appointment booking. Data analysis, budget optimization, and tech maintenance. Delete you. Is that it? Yeah. Well, why are you not coming off of that? Come on, I want you to. Yeah, that's fine. Well, that doesn't make sense. Okay, I don't know how that's gonna work. I guess that's fine. Maybe I should make you black. Heavy. I thought it was called black. Yeah, it's a little more bold that way. And then maybe you guys should be a little bit more gray. What color is this? Light gray, DO. DO. Yeah, that makes more sense. Maybe a little bit too dark. Maybe CO. No, that's darker. Maybe EO. Maybe I should change these to EO. Change all. Might make it a little bit easier to read. You are Satoshi regular. You are also regular. You're bigger. No, never mind. Color you. You're light. And you're EO. Yeah, it's probably fine. Okay. So if I just keep adding to this, it'll just keep growing, yeah. Yeah. Just want to see what it looks like. It's probably fine. Oopsie. Nah. I'll give it a little bit more space. I don't like when stuff has really thin margins. That's probably fine. Ah, shit, I needed the... God, I need the text from that. Yeah, this should be fine. So. Okay. So, now. Yeah. Isn't that how that works? Control, no. Alt, no. Okay, can't do it. Can't be done. Never mind. Oh, but that's too low. Like, yeah, that should be it, right? Is that right? I guess I could test it by just doing this. Yeah, it is right. But it's probably easier to just copy the thing and then replace it with the text. Bring you guys up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nah, just go to layers, by. Oh, whoops. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, fuck, did I delete the text? God damn it. Stupid. The text is up here. I'm an idiot. There we go. And then I'll just duplicate this, replace you with you, you with you, you with you, and you with you. Then 5, 6, 7, 8. And replace the text. Nice. Okay, looks good to me. Now I just have to rewrite it to make it easier to understand. And it should be good to go. Then I'll have somebody run through it again. Just to make sure. Would these look good with a gradient? Just gonna go back and give everything gradients now. Get a circular gradient. Nah, it looks horrible. This section isn't too nice either, but good enough. I like this section. I don't like that these are all Canva premium icons though. It's very depressing news. This looks nice though. I like this. Nice little section. That's good as well. What are you? Are you E now? No, you're not. You should all be E. So that I can retain consistency. Did that even work? Looks the same. Must be colorblind. Bam. Cool. That's that. You should all be E. You're E. E, E, E. E. Yeah, 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 yeah. Perfect. Okay, so we started with uh, this. Let's see. We started with this and this, these two, and we made this. Nice. Looks a lot closer to this one. We basically didn't use this one. We tried, but it looked shit. So whatever. All right, these can go away now. I'm fairly happy with this design. It's all good. All right. So now just the text. How are we going to rewrite this? It might help if I actually took a look at my document. And where is it? Oh, what? Oh, shit. Shit. Oh, what was written here? Damn it. What was written here? Landing page testing. It was. Oh, man. Son of a bitch. Really don't. You know what? I could undo. Oh, shit. I can undo. Wonder how far I can undo. Uh, targeting strategy. Save that. And then redo. Problem solved. Okay. Come on. Almost there. Done. Well, that wasn't so bad. I knew it was something related to ads. I just couldn't remember what it was. Strategy. We fine tune cold targeting and retarget warm leads with personalized high converting ads. Now, to try and make the copy easier, I'm actually just gonna try to dump it into ChatGPT and see what that comes up with. So, let's see here. I am creating a document for my clients which explains what we're doing with their campaign. Have a few ideas written as drafts. I would like to rewrite the description of each of the sections in a way that's easy to understand, does not rely on jargon, and reads at a 5th grade English English level. Ensure that my clients who are not adept in marketing understand what I am trying to say. The sections uh, are as below. Keep it to 1 to 2 sentences max. Ah, shit. Okay, whatever. Guess we'll do the start. Creative copy testing. We test different pictures, videos, and words to see what gets most people to click to click on the ad, I guess. To click and convert. I guess convert is something that most people would still understand. If does that make sense? Is that what I said? Just different books, creatives, and offers. We test different pictures. No, I guess pictures, videos, picture. We test different ad formats. Words and offers. Does that make sense? Different ad formats, words, and offers. I guess call to actions we won't include here. Offers to see what gets the most people to click on the ad and to click on the ad and convert. And yeah, yeah, I guess sign up works. Yeah, that's probably fine. Okay. Targeting strategy. We show your ads to the right people. New ones who might be interested and old ones who already know you. That's kind of... Fine-tune cold targeting, retargeting. Fine-tune cold targeting. We test who to show your ads to. We test on people. We test to find the people most interested in your service. We test to find the people most interested in your service and and retarget those who have interacted with your ads. Target those who have interacted with your ads but didn't convert with personalized ads. Does that make sense? Might still be a little wordy. We test to find the people most interested in your service and retarget those who have interacted with your ads but didn't convert with personalized ads. It's still a little bit hard to follow, I think, for most people. This is just too vague, though. Old ones who already know you. I guess that's kind of true, but when I say warm targeting, I mostly mean people who have already interacted before. I also want to be able to put in the statement that we show it to them to get them to convert. Don't have a lot of space to say that. Your ad. How do I formulate this in a couple sentences? I mean, this is one sentence. It's tough. I've found that it's always difficult to break down what exactly you do in a way that's easy to consume for the average person. But that's a great skill to have in copywriting, though. A lot of people make the mistake of making their service sound way too complicated. Like they fill it with as much jargon as possible to try and make it sound like they know what they're doing, when in reality that doesn't really work well. They just end up confusing people because most people don't know anything about the field that they're trying to buy a service from. It's the same with this. It's like, I don't want to put in a bunch of marketing terms because then people are going to be confused. And we don't want to confuse people. So we need to try and figure out a way to write this in a way that the average person who knows nothing about ads could read this and go like, yeah, that makes sense. Just to find the people most interested in your service and show personalized ads to people who didn't convert to try get them to convert. That's a little bit of a mouthful. We test to find the people most interested in your service and show personalized ads to people who didn't convert to try get them to increase their odds of converting. That's too long. And show new ads. We test to find the people most interested in your service and show new ads to people who didn't convert to increase their odds of converting. That's a little easier to understand. That's what I can come back to. I'll have somebody else look at this and tell me, somebody who knows nothing about marketing, and have them tell me if they understand what I'm talking about or not. And if not, I'll come back to it. But, for now, I think that's good enough. We analyze user behavior and tweak your funnel to... I don't know what I was thinking writing it like this originally. That's very confusing to somebody who knows nothing. We have landing page... Oh, wait, I'm reading the wrong thing too. Landing page testing. We analyze user behavior and tweak your funnel to convert more clicks into qualified leads. We look at what people do on your page and make small changes to help more of them become leads. Yeah, that actually, that's fairly good the way it is. We look at what people do on your on your page and make small changes to help more of them. Yeah, you know, I'm just gonna keep it the way it is. I think that it's written fairly well. Lead magnet creation. We design valuable lead magnets to increase conversion without lowering lead quality. We create free helpful stuff. That's a little, yeah, 5th grade English level. That's what you get. We create free helpful stuff that makes people want to give their info without hurting lead quality. We create free helpful, I don't want to say stuff. What would I say? Helpful items? Nah. Material. Goods. Helpful. We create free helpful guides and videos that makes people want to give their info without hurting the quality of your leads. Okay, good. That, I think that's good enough. So let's do this other section and then we'll be done. And then we'll move on to, because I want to do something a little more interesting, and I don't know if I'll have the time for it, but I'll try to get around to it. I want to do the Google lead scraping automation, because it's not too long to set that up. So we'd be able to scrape the profiles of a bunch of companies off of Google Maps and process them so that we could add them to an email campaign. We'd scrape businesses' profiles. We would use a software to find the email of the CEO or the decision maker, and then we would put those emails into an email campaign instantly, so we can automate the entire process. We already have a system like that made, but I think that it'd be cool to have a second one like that, one that's a little cheaper. This one is technically free that I'm thinking of making. So we'll go to that once we're finished this. This should only take about another maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, so do the same for the following sections. Sometimes I wonder if it's good. What's the word? If it's good practice to call attention to people that watch, because I imagine that probably scares people sometimes. I'm kind of like that. I like to sometimes just pop by in streams and not say anything. I'm a lurker, is what they call them. So I don't know how I would feel about it personally if somebody was like, hey, I know you're watching over there. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what other people do. So I don't know if I'm gonna scare somebody off of going like, hey, I know you're there. Hope you're enjoying some of this, even though it's not the most engaging thing to do. But you know, that's business. You just gotta get on with it. Once I make like more streamlined videos of this stuff, it'll be a little bit more interesting. And maybe eventually we'll have some people that join the stream and chat a little bit, ask some questions. That'll be fun. I really like talking about stuff that I know a lot about. So if anybody asks me questions about marketing and such, I just yap on and on and on whenever somebody asks me about something that I'm passionate about. I'm not sure if I'm super passionate about this, but if it's something else, like a particular video game I like or something, I love talking about that shit. It's always really fun. Not sure why. Oh, these are short. These are pre-qualified and booked directly into your calendar. We make sure only serious leads that are actually interested in your service get through and book straight into your calendar. Weekly, yeah, we review performance metrics weekly to scale what's working and drop what's not. Each week we check what's working and what's not so we can improve results. Each week we check what's working and what's not so we can improve results. That's fine the way it is. We reallocate ad spend toward the top performing audiences, creatives, and offers. We spend more money. Reallocate honestly is a good word to describe it, but we want to keep it simple. We increase ad spend on what's bringing the most results and stop spending on what's not. And we double check that all, we make sure pixels, events, and automations and tracking are firing correctly across your whole funnel. We double check that all the tools behind your ads I do want to call to it. We make sure that all of your tracking and automation tools behind your ads and the webs and pages are working correctly. We make sure that all of your tracking and automation tools behind your ads and pages are working correctly. It's a little bit wordy, but it's good enough. So you know what? That's probably fine. I'm gonna have somebody else take a look at this again and let me know if there's anything they don't understand or if there's any changes that I need to make. But for now, I think that that is fine, and I can cross that off my list of stuff to do. Draft to complete. All right. Cool. So now I'm gonna get started on that automation, and we'll see how that goes. Google Lead Scrape automation. Cool. So, give me just a moment here to set up. Make.com. I'm going to be using a software called make.com to do this. I guess I don't need you anymore. I should change the title too. Building an automation. Building a way to automatically get emails of company POs so we can reach out to them by email. Building a way to automatically get emails of company CEOs so we can reach out to them by email. That is what this is. Lead scraper automations. I'm gonna label this one. Scraper 1.1. Scraper 1.2. New scenario. Scraper 2. Scrape leads from Google. All right. So we're gonna need a new prospect sheet on Gmail. This automation seems pretty cool. I should also remember to export 500 more leads from the LinkedIn automation that we made. Do I have to set up this name, this file name? It can't change. Okay, I'll add a new one. Scraper 2 Google Maps lead list. I should change the name of the other one too later. I won't do that now. Okay. So first thing we're gonna do is open up Google Maps. Good thing that I moved this to a different monitor. I would have just leaked my address. That would have been very unfortunate. Let me delete this real quick. Would have leaked my workplace too. Would have leaked everything. Well, that's why you gotta be careful, huh? Let me delete all these. Not gonna leak anything else, am I? Oh, there's some more stuff. One sec. Just making sure that it's all gone. Okay. Cool. So, first you want to open Google Maps. And then what you want to do is you want to type in niche and location. So, for example, because I'm going to do landscaping leads, I'm going to look up landscaping or landscaper Dublin. And now we're going to get a bunch of results here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open up Phantom Buster, which is going to let us grab grab all of these profiles. Go into the dashboard. So just going into the dashboard here in Phantom Buster. If you don't have Phantom Buster, you should get it. They have like free trials and stuff. I'll also show you a way to export the Phantom Buster leads for free, which I learned last time I was building an automation with it. So you don't have to pay to export either, which they usually hide behind a paywall. So browse Phantoms. We want to look for Google Maps search export. And then all you got to do is just grab this link and paste it in here. Then you click save. Type in your language. We're going to name it Google Maps Landscaper Dublin. And now we are gonna launch. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit on this to finish now. Oh, I didn't even click launch. There we go. Then I'll show you how to export these results afterwards. I should probably go get some more water. Need to remind myself of what I gotta do afterwards. Yeah, so can't do much until this gets done. Because we need the Google. Oh, actually, I guess I could set up the Google Sheet. I guess I can. We'll go in here. I already made a Google Sheet, so you're gonna want to make a Google Sheet in your account. Google Sheet, and we're gonna use a search rows module. I'm gonna hide this for a second because this might leak some information I cannot leak, but I'll bring it back afterwards. Don't worry. Spreadsheet ID. Sheet name. No, it's fine. Okay, so for this, I literally just clicked the spreadsheet that I created in my Google account, which it's empty right now, but we're gonna add all of our leads here. So that's that. And then we are gonna filter afterwards. But for now, I'm not gonna because I have to wait for this to finish. Hey, Emmy Rose. Hey, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. Sorry, that was just a little hard to read because it's quite small on my screen. So now we're going to use a nice little tool called Any Mail Finder, which I used on the previous automation already. And we're going to use it to search for a decision maker's email using their website. So let's do that. Any Mail Finder, decision maker's email. I'm going to move this over because it might leak something important. Hey, all good, Emmy. I'm building a way of scraping a bunch of leads from Google Maps. Scraping their profiles to get a list of leads together that we can email. Uh, it's okay. I see. It's you're gonna ask me if I want some designs. Okay, got it. Not my first rodeo. Uh, anyway. So, I need to find my API key for any mail finder. Wow, those bots are good. They even they even misspell some of the words. Okay, I need to log into my any mail finder account. Go to app, API, use my API key. Okay, here we go. So I couldn't show that because I don't want to leak my API key. So basically, when you just create this, you have to create an account on any mail finder. When you do that, you can go into their API tab. It's very clear. And then when you go to their API tab, you copy it, paste it into here, and then it connects to your account. It's pretty simple. Ugh. So what we're going to do is we're going to search by domain, and then we're going to use their website. What else am I going to have to do? Okay, so I'm actually going to just... it's going to get a bit confusing if I go ahead too fast, so I'll just wait for the lead scrape to be finished. Okay, so this is probably only going to take another maybe 5 minutes, something like that. This automation isn't too long to build, which is nice. Might be able to reuse one of the modules I made for the other one. The personalization, the icebreaker module. Yeah, might do that. Okay, well, anyway. So the thing is, besides this, I'm actually not sure what more there is to do. I mean, I mostly just have outreach left. I have my offer built. I have my service prepared. I have a little bit of testing to do still, but I don't think that streaming that would be too interesting or useful because it would be a lot of just thinking. So I'll move this. It's probably a bit annoying. Yeah, so I don't know about that. Maybe it'd be fine. I was thinking of streaming, just editing my videos one of the days. I was thinking of streaming, actually recording some of my videos and including all the mistakes. I think that would be fun. I mean, all of this would be a lot more interesting with people to talk to. But, you know, can't expect that at the beginning. Got to start somewhere. And got to make do. It's just a shame that, like, this stuff is so boring. And I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but it really is. There's really nothing that interesting about running a business and doing all this behind the scenes stuff. Might be one of the reasons why nobody does this stuff. Because it is boring and because a lot of people wouldn't watch and they wouldn't be interested. So instead they just feed them a bunch of superficial information to try and get views. The thing is, I don't want to be like that. I know that by doing this, I'm sacrificing a lot of potential views that I could have. But my goal is not necessarily to have a lot of views. I don't really care too much because that would entail like lying and exploiting people. I don't really want to do that. I don't want to just like the other gurus do, like where they feed you just total bullshit. Like you watch a 15-minute video and you feel like it was enlightening, but at the end of the day, it didn't really change anything. They didn't really tell you anything. You don't really know where to start. So I thought I want to be the kind of guy where you can join in, you can ask questions, you can get actual proper detailed answers. I can show you how stuff works visually so you can actually follow it. And for the few people that do watch it that are interested, I think these videos could change their life. And that matters more to me than trying to get a bunch of views to make some money by lying to people and making them feel like I'm doing something immaculate, when in reality, I'm just baiting views. So that's that. I'm out of water. That was the world's tiniest droplet of water that has entered my Saharan mouth. I really don't have much left to talk about while waiting for this thing. I already mentioned pretty much everything that needs to be said. So I guess just gotta wait. I have this giant like light blaring in my face. Is that even a word, blaring? My brain just kind of like sent it, but is that, I'm pretty sure that that's exactly what I wanted to say. Make or cause to make a loud sound. I swear you could apply this to visual stimulus as well. All right, guess I'm wrong. Blaring only applies to sound. So what would I say? Glaring? That doesn't, I don't think that makes sense. Just blasting me in the face. That's probably a good word. It's blasting. There we go. It's almost there. 4 more. You can push through it. Come on. Stay awake. Almost there. Finito. There's nothing to see here. Oh, there they are. Nice. So, here's the cheeky little strategy we're going to use. I hope I don't expose anything, but we're going to do F12, go to network. We're going to search up the thing that we named the file on the previous page, which was something like Google, I think, like Google. Then we're going to reload this page. And there it is. Look at that. You see this little guy here? Google Maps Landscaper Dublin. That's what I called it. So now I'm going to click on this, copy this link, paste it into my browser, and it's going to download. And there is all of my leads. Simple as that. Look, normally this is gated behind a paywall. If I click this, it's going to say export up to 10 rows for free or upgrade subscription to export all of your data. This completely bypasses it. It's pretty cool. So don't have to pay for that. Anyway, now I'm going to upload all of these leads into that Google Sheet that I made. Was there anything important there that I just leaked? Let me read through this real quick. The horse of truth and affirmation. Some people might wonder what that is, but you don't need to know. Signature. That. Best way to pick a niche. That's my video. Okay, I think we're all good. Man, one of these days, I'm gonna leak something important. I just know it. All right, let me open this now. Let me also save it to my documents. Prospecting. Google Maps, all scraped leads and searches. Search one. Landscaper Dublin. Search it. No. Build this search. I guess I just call it searches. And then the second sheet will be scrape one and today's date, which is 17/07/25. So now I'm gonna graciously just grab this stuff, paste it in here, and good to go. And now I just need to import it here. So file, import, upload. Insert a new sheet, import data, and we're good to go. Scrape one, 17/07/25. Okay, nice. So that's done there. So now what I'm going to do back in here is I'm going to select this sheet, which I'll have to reload now. There it is. Here's my scrape one. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add a filter for website. And if website exists, that's going to be our filter. For now, I'm going to add in a limit of 5 just for testing purposes. So there's our Google Maps lead. So now with any mail finder, what we need to do is type in their domain. So now I think I need to run this one time to get it to return a thing. I'll just set it to 1. So let's run this. Okay, just run it by itself. There we go. And now in here, why didn't I go through? Maybe unlink. Huh. Maybe I need to run it like this. Well, why is that not working then? Problem solving. Gotta love it. Rename. So, get prospect. It might be because the first scrape does not have a website. Let me double check. That would be the most likely issue that I can think of. Did I not select that it as a heading contains headers? Yes. A to C, website is H. It does exist. Order by. What are you receiving? Bundle 1. Why is there nothing here? That's really odd. Hmm. It reset. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it just had to wait. Huh. Alright, well, there's a lesson for you. Sometimes all your problems go away by just waiting. So we're gonna map it to domain. So category, we are gonna choose CEO. And then save. So now we're gonna run it. It's not always gonna hit. It's got like a 50 or 60% hit rate or something like that, which is still good. But yeah. Okay, it does seem like it maybe found something. I'm gonna move this over here. I don't really want to leak people's email information because I think that would be very uncool of me. But I'm gonna tell you if it worked or not. Let me see here. Okay, it looks like it did not find it. Okay, that's all good. It's not, like I said, it's not gonna have a 100% hit rate. So there is a way that you can optimize like the most amount of emails that you can get. So you could use all emails found and then try to optimize it. But if you want to keep it simple, you're gonna lose some leads doing this. But this has a higher percent chance of actually working out and being the email that you're looking for. So I'll keep it as that for now. So now we're gonna do a sent variables. Oh. Gonna name it first name. So what was the thing that we used? Do we just need the first name? I guess if we want to include the second name, we need to put in like a split and get module as well. Let me actually take a look real quick at the other one that I made. This one. Actually, this is 0.1. Okay. So it's not replace. How did I put it in as a full name, or did I split it up here? I did split it up at some point. Maybe it's in the previous one. JSON result instantly. Ah, here it is. Get split. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna copy it for simplicity because I already know that this works. So I'm gonna drop in first name and drop in this and take the name from person full name. So what this does essentially is if it has a full name, so this function does the get split, and you can find it in A, I think. Where's split? Here's split, and then get maybe is here, and then you want the space as well, which is in here. So what this does essentially is it takes the output of the full name, it splits it by a space, and then it selects the first word of what it took. So if you can imagine a full name as a first name, surname, this would just return the first name. And then if I have this and then change this to 2, this will return the surname or last name. So I think for this, what I might do if I'm only testing it is see if it gives me any email just as a test run. I'll bring this over here. Don't need you anymore. Let me see. Did it give me any name? Any email, I mean. No, it didn't. Ow. Stinky email finder. Grr. Okay, anyway, well, this you see what I mean? It takes in the variable and then it would split it into first name and then last name variables. That's what it does. So I'm gonna set this back to this. So now we're gonna set up a perplexity, create a completion module, and I have to set up my API for this too. So just give me a moment. Again, do not leak your API connections. It is not a good idea. So just give me a second. Oh, I should get some more water. Getting thirsty. Does Perplexity need a pro plan to use the API? Free plan users can use the API, but the $5 credit is only for. With the Pro plan, you get $5 of free tokens. Oh, so it's probably like OpenAI that I can just set up billing so it takes credits as needed. Okay, let me set that up. Account. BI. Used for Sorry, this is just asking me for a lot of information. It'll take me a couple minutes to set this up. To set up my billing as well. 729. Well, come on. Where's my notification? Oh, there it is. I have approved. There's that. API billing. Buy more credits. Let's buy 5. Payment method. Auto reload. Auto top up active. Let's do an auto top up of 5. How much would you like to top up when your balance drops below 2? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that's set up. Now I just need my API key. It says pending. Do I need to accept some kind of payment notification for that too? I probably just have to wait a minute for it to verify that I actually have credits now. I didn't realize I actually paid for... Oh, no, maybe it gave me 5 for free when I set up my billing. Whatever. Ended up paying 10 instead. Who cares? All right, create API key. Here's my API key. Copy. Insert. Connect. And there we go. That didn't take too long. That's okay. All right, back in we go. Okay. I don't know which one to use. Which deep research? Sonar Pro versus deep research. Okay. Probably deep research. Sec. I just want to make sure. Yeah, it's deprecated. Research. Mhm. That's annoying. Hmm. When did this change happen? Okay, you know what? I'm assuming that it's probably deep research. Let me check that other model real quick. R1 1776 model. Versus deep research. Okay, let's just use deep research, which hopefully should be able to search the internet. Um, gonna use the full name and then job title. Of the company name. Oh, yeah, that's the max tokens. Yeah. No. Put 1024 there. All right. Now we're gonna need to set up an Appify account, which I already have. So what you want to do is sign into Appify, go to the Appify store, search for LinkedIn profile scraper. Just a second. I think this is it. Yeah. Then you're gonna create task. That's fine. Or not. Then you go to your actors. So then you're gonna copy it. Create an Appify module, run an actor. I need to create an API connection for this. Again, just not leaking my information. Okay. So we're gonna select the one we made. And then we are going to, in the input JSON, we're gonna paste what we copied, and we are going to remove this link because we're going to paste it manually. And we're going to paste it from an email finder, person LinkedIn URL. So then we're going to have to wait for it to run. Once it gets the information back that we need, we're going to have to ping Appify again to receive the information. So we are going to add a sleep module. You have 40 seconds. From here, we're going to run another Appify module. I'm going to get dataset items. For the dataset ID, we're going to get from the previous Appify module, default dataset ID. And then save it. That's something I'm gonna do actually. Go back to my other scraper. And I'm gonna use no, maybe that doesn't exist. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna need to copy this. Go back. Drop this bad boy in here. Give me just a second. Hit this. Size. Save clutter. You will receive structured input data from our leads profile and research that has been conducted on them. Goal is to craft a friendly, let's see here, information. Focusing on one key detail. The icebreaker should be personal and relevant to the lead's professional background without being overly following lines. I guess I can ice these examples. Create a new message, role, user. We'll use the oh yeah, we'll need to run it first. Yeah. I might have to run a few. I guess I'll use these for now, and let's do 5 just to make sure we get enough results. Yeah, now that I think about it, that's probably gonna not finish because it doesn't have anything to research. Yeah, it didn't have anything to find because there was nothing there. I guess it did move on afterwards. The user's asking for detailed information about. I mean, I guess it still found some information. Didn't find the people though. That's the issue with this. It's good to know that it will still get it though. Max tokens are a bit high. Completion tokens, total tokens. Let me see. Do a little bit of research. Uh, how much do tokens cost per density? $3 per million input tokens. Oh, that's fine actually. Thought it'd be more than that. Did it find an email this time? I'm gonna move this over. It did. Okay. Well, I'm gonna stop this thing now because we got enough results. Okay. So now I'm actually gonna move this away because I don't want to leak their email address. So it will give us some information about them. Then I'm gonna connect my ChatGPT module again. From a lead's LinkedIn profile and research that's been conducted on them. Text. We want to give 1 sec. Choices, message content. Almost there. We are almost there. Why is this then not pulling the data through again? Seems weird that that's not working. It's like the same issue I had before. Maybe I just need to unlink it and link it again. Let's see. Still not working. Okay. So this is what we're supposed to get the information from, but for some reason it's not pulling through again. I literally just had this happen before and all I did was wait and then it fixed it. Don't know if that's gonna fix it again. Maybe. Well, let me see what's next. But anyway, the whole point is that this is supposed to give us some information to personalize. This is supposed to let us pull that information, but for some reason it isn't. It's supposed to be there. Maybe that's going to be fixed at some point by just waiting, because that's what happened last time. So that's what's basically what this is supposed to do, is create a personalized icebreaker that we can use in our cold email to make the cold emails a little warmer, to improve response rates. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to the previous scraper that I made already. Grab this instantly module. Connect that. Add lead to a campaign. That's what we want. And then you just have to basically connect whatever variables it is that you want from where they come from. So setting up the emails. Email campaign. I'm going to change the campaign here. I'm probably going to create a new campaign because I don't want to upload the same feeds. Or at least I guess if I do that, I'd have to... No, I'd probably create separate ones. So lead email. Let me pull that away for a second. It should receive email and person full name, company name. Can come from here, and then the icebreaker which is supposed to come from the ChatGPT. Is it ChatGPT result? Can't remember. Let me go see how that works on the other one again. Oh, okay, right. Yeah, we're gonna need to create another parse JSON so we could pass it through to instantly. Parse JSON, result, and then connect you, and you will be yeah, it has to happen first. Okay. So let me show you what's happening here. So I added this parse JSON, which is going to take the result of what we get from ChatGPT and it's going to make it make sense, essentially. I'm going to hard code a little bit of information into it just so it gives me something so I can finish it. Yeah, because this is still not working. So I guess I could just run module or not. Because I do need something here. Something random. I mean, this is just a lie. So it's a shame that that's doing that. Anyway, there's that. Now I want this to run. Result. I copy this. Is this actually put on parse? Message. It's not giving me a JSON for some reason. You know what? Maybe then this isn't needed. If it's not giving me a JSON thing, it's not needed then. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. If it is, if it's giving it to you in JSON, then you should use JSON, the parse JSON module. If it's not, then you can just add the result straight to it. And that's pretty much it. So it's not perfect, but this is pretty much the general way that you set it up. So the way it works is you get a bunch of leads. You scrape leads by searching on Google Maps. You search your niche and then location. So for example, I search landscaper Dublin. Then copied the link, put them into Phantom Buster, which scrapes all of the profiles from that specific search. And then we put them into a Google Sheet. This then searches each row individually. From that Google Sheet, this tries to look for the decision maker's email. This then sets some variables. It splits up our first name and last name. So we can dump it into here. So we could look up that person's, well, actually, no, we are looking up full name. I actually don't even know if we need this. I guess we could use it for instantly, but it's not necessary because we're already splitting it here. This might not even be necessary. This might just be wasting tokens. But yeah. Then it gets sent through to Perplexity AI, which does some research on that person. Then this scrapes that person's LinkedIn profile. This waits until that's done. Then it retrieves the data set. Maximum number of items to return. And this scrapes the data set. ChatGPT creates our icebreaker message that we can use. That's a personalized message, which can use some work. You can add some examples in here of what you want and need to somehow connect this. I still don't know why that's not coming through. Maybe it just needs to go through the entire thing one more time and then it'll work. But anyway. Hey, Alyssa. Oh, it's one of these again. I've gotten this kind of message before. So I know it's a bot. Anyway, so that creates a personalized message and then that sends it to instantly. Simple. So that's how you do that. Not sure if there's much else I need to do. I guess I could try to make sure that it's working, but it should be fine. I'm sure that that's okay. You know what? Just to be safe, let's run it through twice. Actually, I don't want it to add to I'm gonna stop it. I just ran it and stopped immediately. I don't want it to add to instantly yet, so I'm gonna unlink that. There we go. So let's let it do that. Make sure that it's working. Yeah, that is the thing that we actually need to do. I forgot about that. We should set up a filter here to make sure that we're not wasting resources if an email is not found. Okay, stop that. Ran through that. So you're based in Denver. Why you lying? Why you lying? So set up a filter. Email exists. Missions. Uh, is it email verified? True. Let me double check from the other one. Okay. Find emails. Then it sends the email to the other thing. If email is valid, email status is valid. Email status. I think it's email verified needs to be true. Let me just move this over here real quick. Yeah, that is it. All right, so that's going to make it so we don't waste any operations. This is then not going to retrieve anything. So let's run this through one more time. So that's actually going to not filter through, which means it's going to skip the first one, which has no useful information for us. So hopefully if this works, we'll finish up the entire thing and be good to go. divided by 40. This might time out. Hmm. Wonder if it'd be a good idea to split this up like the previous automation. Because this is going to time out before it finishes because of make.com's 45-minute timeout limit. So might have to split this up. But anyway, this is enough to get started at least. Just waiting for it to finish. Okay, done. Nice. So, because this is probably going to relay some important information about the person, I'm not going to include that for a second. And why is this not working? Oh, it's still running. Okay, I can stop it. Or stop. Right, so now I just need to fill in the user prompt because this wasn't correct. So, what information do I want to give? Does it have an about section? Might have to just separate the information, put it in manually. It's like their first name. This found their LinkedIn URL. And then this is all the information from the LinkedIn. And usually they probably have an about section. Let me see. Experiences, updates, skills. Can't remember what the information is called when this picks it up. Let's see here. Title and no, it's summary and title description. Oh, but those are variables I have made. I can't show what I'm doing right now because I don't want to leak this person's email. So that's why. About. Here's the about. Guess you could just use the about. Here's, okay, this isn't valuable country. Here's the about section. Then maybe experiences might work as well. That's not necessary. Taking from their about section is good. And then maybe they have like a title description. Updates. Let's see here. Updates to demonstrate our garden design approach. What are updates? Maybe their latest few posts or something. Education, licenses, languages, verifications, projects, highlights, interests. I think the about section is probably the best one to use for this. maybe updates. But it could be super old. I think the about section is the best one to use. Yeah. So, and the about section has all of that information. Okay. Yeah, so that should be it. Then I just need to get the result of that and finished. Yeah. Okay. Seems to work fine. Don't worry about this. This is because I forced it to stop. Anyway, that's it. I've been going for a while now. So, built a couple interesting things. Nice. Yeah, that's it. Well, thanks for watching and hope this helps someone out. And yeah.